Hello everybody and welcome back to the Scan Invitational. Thank you guys for supporting it. We just run a couple of ads there while we were getting the next map set up. So thank you guys if you did experience them. It obviously helps us out a bunch. And if you didn't experience the ads, well, you just got to listen to cool music and see us sort stuff out, really.
Yes.
And
Always
of course,
exciting.
this is the Scan Invitational, as you can see here. It's right there. So thank you to Scan. They're at Scan Computers on Twitter. They also have a lot of deals going on just for today. Scan.co.uk, today only, /today only. So you can check out. And especially from the UK, it is a UK mainstream peripheral and hardware, everything kind of company. So go check them out, guys. And obviously say thank you to them on Twitter and say, this is an awesome tournament. I'm having a lot of fun with at Dario Wunsch and at Diapol1337. Thank you very much. And that's it, really, guys. All right, so it looks like the next map is pretty much ready to go. It is going to be on Antigua Shipyard, GSL version.
Need to move yourself.
Need to move myself, thanks to TLO, and put BeastyQT up there. But what an epic first game that really was. It was a really, really good game between both of these guys. No random. Okay, let's see if both of these guys are ready, man.
Yeah, looks like they're ready.
Are you ready?
I am always ready, as said earlier.
All right, and the lag issue should be resolved now as well, so we can get ready to go into this game. And both of them are ready, mate. So let's do this. Make sure I'm the Skysters.
This is the cross-only version of Antigua Shipyard, I assume, as
Yes.
it is from GSL.
Yes.
No gold bases, cross-only, obviously else Nerchio would probably not even have picked it.
Yes.
And Antigua Shipyard, one of my more favorite maps, to be honest.
I do like this map.
Yeah, I think it has interesting layout.
Yes. I really do like the dynamic. Like basically ignore the natural and just think about the dynamic between the main and the third. That's the best thing I like. Like defending and harassing, it's very difficult for the defender. But if the defender does well, that's what I always like to see.
Yeah, I think it's like not that hard to defend, but there's a few strategies where you can really exploit that area where you come from the left to drop or from the right, come in with mutas and everything and take out the rocks. And yeah, basically this map is nice because you can play a lot of different styles on it and be successful.
Yes, yes you can. And in the bottom right, ladies and gentlemen, we have BeastyQT. So if you spell that out, it's Beasty, then C-U-T-E-Y. BeastyQT for anybody that doesn't know. Or BeastyQQT is pretty funny too, if you want to look at it that way as well. And on the other hand, we do have Nerchio up in the top left here as the red Acer. Zerg, obviously BeastyQT from Team Empire. And let's see how this goes. Oh, you evil person.
Oh,
you
you killed
the automaton.
Oh my god.
What an evil... Why? It can't attack you. It can't do anything. It's
sometimes it's in the way of the barracks, and then it doesn't get thrown down immediately.
But it wasn't.
It could have been. That's the point.
Wasn't.
That is the point.
All right. Nerchio going hatch first. Pretty standard. 14 hatch, though, rather than 15. Do you reckon there's any specific reason for 14 over 15 here? Especially on this map?
BeastyQT, in a lot of cases, he does play double barracks, as he has shown in Shakuras before. And 14 hatch just is a little bit safer because it finishes earlier, so you can plant down a spine crawler to defend as soon as it's done.
Yeah.
And it just gives you 5 to 10 more seconds that it's done earlier.
Yep.
Which can make all the difference between losing a game after 5 minutes or having a long macro game because you defend, push, and being a little bit ahead. Yeah. BeastyQT went for barracks gas. Reactor Hellions are pretty common on this map because you can deny creep spread, and that third base is pretty accessible for Zerg, but if you go Reactor Hellions, you can delay that and, well, slow down the economy a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the way that a lot of standard Terran players, you know, like 2-base, 3 to 4 tank push or something, but what you see on this map, especially in cross position only, is instead of going for that push, you actually just take a third instead. And then you can actually defend a lot easier on the ground, that is, with decent siege tank position. You can defend the third base via ground, and then it comes down to how well Nerchio can harass you.
Yes.
And in the last game, that actually was a very deciding point in the game, was Nerchio harassed very well with Banelings, and then also by Hellions as well. So, obviously, BeastyQT has to tighten up that. I was actually very surprised that that even happened, because he was well prepared for Mutalisks. He had turrets in decent locations on every base. He expected, because he knew that the only way that I can really take damage is if Mews come in and I'm not ready. But the thing is, he didn't prepare himself for was that little Baneling walk in.
Yes.
And he should have.
He reacted really slowly
overall.
there, yes.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't have done that attack, BeastyQT would have won after 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes.
He did drag it out rather long, TLO.
Yes, indeed, he did.
But it was awesome to see that, and a lot of people just Nerchio 2-0. No, didn't even look at the option that BeastyQT could really do this.
I mean, to be fair, BeastyQT was rather far ahead and almost lost the game.
Yeah.
So honestly, Nerchio probably still the favorite to take this serious.
Yeah.
However, he does have to win 2 games opposed to 1 game now, and basically for BeastyQT, it's like 2 best of 1s now, and he only has to win 1 of them.
2 ladder games, man. All it is 2 ladder games, which I'm sure he's done before.
Yeah, and only won 1 of them.
Yeah. And a Marauder has been built. I wonder if that's just for safety purposes. It can be. It may also not be. But the way that it's waypointed, just the barracks alone with the waypoint, it seems like it may be just for defensive purposes rather than keeping them. But we'll have to follow that to make sure.
Yeah, he's just going to make 1,
yeah,
I think, even.
Just in case there is any Roachling play. I mean, the 1 Marauder actually makes the biggest difference in the world. I mean, if there's 1 Marauder in a bunker, it just... You know, and as well as you hit the roaches, well, actually, Roach 1 is going down, but I don't think it's for any aggression.
No.
I think it's more for Nerchio's style, as he's getting a 3rd queen out. He, like we said at the beginning of the last game before it went haywire, is that Nerchio does like to play a Roachling style while getting a faster 3rd base. He doesn't like to be contained while going 2-base Spire. He doesn't like that feeling.
It just makes perfect sense on this map, too, because... As I said, without roaches, you can't really take your 3rd base here. 4 Hellions of creep do so well against links. You can take out 20 links easy if you micro it easy and not even micro it well and not even take out a single Hellion. Evolution Chambers being followed up. I think Nerchio is probably just gonna get a 3rd base before Lair.
Yeah.
As he's gonna spend his next money on the upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty straightforward. I mean, well, actually, he gets it roaches instead of the upgrades. I guess that kind of makes sense too, because, I mean, if he gets the upgrade, he can't get roaches, therefore the Hellions stay alive longer, and then he can't take
Nice positioning on the roach run. Oh my god, the Hellions get in. Not the perfect kind of hits there, but he takes out a bunch of drones.
5 drones in total, including the scout, so that's 4. So
not worth it for BeastyQT. Losing to Hellions?
For 4 drones.
For 4 drones?
When you're building 13.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think, okay, it slows down Zerg economy a little bit, but no, because you lose 2 Hellions, you give Zerg the opportunity to make even more drones.
Yeah.
You can't just trade 2 Hellions against 4 drones. It's a bad trade. Especially, you're not going to replenish Hellions, and they can actually be extremely worthy, like, for additional push later on against Lynx, but having 3 Hellions less...
Yeah, I mean, even if he kept all 4 Hellions and then he dropped into the main base of Nerchio, for example, and then had Hellions on the low ground, that actually makes a world of difference. But that now is no longer an option
Looks
for
like
BeastyQT.
BeastyQT is gearing up for a double Medivac push. And honestly, it's very strong against Roach play. It's not so strong against Ling Banes, but if you go for Roaches, they don't do anything against Medivac, Marauders, and Marines, and just gonna fall quite easily.
Yeah, man.
So really, Nerchio has to make a ton of units right now.
And he's going to hit it perfectly with the combat shields. I mean, look at the combat shield timing. It's on about 30%, but should be done by the time BeastyQT is on creep and pushing towards the natural, if not killing the 3rd base. Both are very viable options. Nerchio sees it with the roaches and backs off. And actually... Oh, I was going to say, is BeastyQT backing out? I'm like, actually, he's backing out? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, he mismicroed his units a little bit. He had
Yeah.
everything on 1 hotkey and then wanted to kill that 1 scouting circling here. Creep spread could be a little bit better. It's not quite connected to the 3rd base.
I don't think this is going to
work.
work. I don't think this is going to work. There's 20 links in production. 20 links, man. There's not that many Marines. I don't know. I mean, it depends on position, of course.
But he can lift up most of his units anyway, so it's a good move, definitely. Nerchio is not being so smart here. He's focusing down a Medivac. That's good, but he lost a lot of links in the process. And now I think BeastyQT can just go for it. He's gonna be able to, depending on his micro, really.
He lost roaches before the links were even there, and it was like a 2 split up army from Nerchio, which made it so much easier for Beastie. He's obviously forced a lot of units, not drones, and this is the drone count at this point you'd be having if you went 2-base Spire, rather than this style where you want to be focused on more drones. And he's still at a limited amount, and now trying to catch up because of that.
BeastyQT is sending 5 Marines.
Thanks for the ping.
I think that... Okay, now he finally finds them. I was afraid he's going to misrally them.
But he's taking a 3rd base now. And
a little bit of a blunder not taking out that Ling there before. Oh, well, that Ling is actually not on hold position, though. Command Center might be able to land after all.
It does, and the Ling kills nothing, because it doesn't even get the SCV. And Marine kills up as well. But meanwhile, BeastyQT is pushing through again, yes, with a very scary push here. And there's not many units anymore, but there is a nice little flank. But I just think there's a little bit too much here from BeastyQT.
Absolutely, no banelings. What can you do against that? You need a ton of lings, and he's gonna lose the 3rd base. He's gonna lose all the drones.
If he focuses down that hatch and that goes down, that is so incredibly big, especially as BeastyQT has taken his own 3rd base. He's in an amazing position. Lings are going to be horrible in attacking here. And look at BeastyQT. Nerchio, one of the favorites for the tournament, could be on the verge of going out 2-0 right now to BeastyQT. Roaches go down, Lings will come streaming in, and they will clean it up with that final stim that brings the health down. But look, once again, the drone count is still at 50.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so low, and the unit count and the shows us that there's 59 SUVs, mules as well, a bunker being placed down, incredibly smart there by BeastyQT.
And the next push is already on its way. 2 medivacs are being added too, because those medivacs really don't have any energy anymore. And, I mean, pathogen clans are being researched. We're gonna have Infestor in about a minute.
But he doesn't have enough minerals. Look at his mineral count. It's so low because it's the same scenario like we saw in the last game for BeastyQT, who had so many so much gas because he couldn't mine minerals.
Yes.
Yet it's the same thing that's happening to Nerchio right now.
Nerchio is cancelling his 4th base even because he realizes he does need the money now to defend this push. 8 Infestors on the way.
Man, he's going to be able to clean up this push if they get out in time, but there is enough time in the middle right now for BeastyQT to do a lot of damage, though. He should focus on that 3rd base.
Yeah.
If he sticks around and is just playing with Nerchio, killing the creep tumors, he will lose everything. If he snipes the 3rd base and then loses everything, he still may be in the game. But if he doesn't get it,
oh my god,
where are the Infestors?
Oh my god, this actually gets denied by Nerchio. Survives with 110 hit points, but now that push should be able to finish it up. Okay,
great. It does go down indeed, and the Lings Infestors about to pop out now. There are 2 Infestors popping right from that 3rd base, but he picks up.
Beautiful lift up. Tanks are going to be able to focus on the Infestors now, and everything gets dropped down again. Marines take out Infested here, and GG from Nerchio. BeastyQT takes this series 2-0 and breaks the spell, man. He breaks the spell. His win rate was
17-1 is what we said in the last 18 games, TLO.
Yes, and now he makes it at 73, which is a little bit nicer, and also he wins the series.
Wow.
And turns it around. He won against every odd.
Wow. Nobody was going to predict that. People said, and I read the live thread early, people are like, well, I guess BeastyQT could do okay against Nerchio because it's his best matchup, but statistically, his best matchup is versus Protoss. It's just his kind of favored matchup.
Yes.
And everyone was like, well, I guess we're just going to see like a Nerchio Stefano semi, then Cass playing in the final. No.
Yeah.
No. BeastyQT says no. And he advances through, and that is an incredible surprise. And I'm actually thinking that he's going to have so much confidence beating a player he cannot physically beat, going into playing against Stefano in the second semi-final.
But that is a whole different level of player he cannot beat.
Yeah.
Honestly, I still feel like Stefano is gonna have a pretty easy time winning here. Nerchio made a lot of mistakes. BeastyQT played well, but not perfect.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. It's going to be a good semi-final, guys.
It's going to be a good semi-final.
The next semi-final is just around the corner now. Only from schedule, 5 minutes, as you can see somewhere here. It says right there. Oh, wrong way. You see it there. Semi-final number 1 in 5 minutes' time.
You're so good on schedule today.
It's really good, isn't it? My schedule's working out.
Yeah.
For once.
You should be proud of yourself.
I'm proud. All right, guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. So you will experience a few ads here just while we get set up for the next game.
You will experience a few ads. I like that expression.
You will. You will have that problem. But there will be, for people that aren't getting it, you will have music and us in the background while we get the next game set up, which is going to be Cass versus Grubby. Oh, my God. Amazing. All right, guys, we'll be right back.